Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we re-diving headfirst into the spooky season with a story that's guaranteed to send shivers down your spine. Halloween is just around the corner, and what better way to celebrate than by sharing a tale that blurs the line between something far more sinister. So grab your favorite blanket, dim the lights, and maybe even pull that sheet a little closer. You're about to hear the story of Blackwood Manor. Now, Blackwood Manor wasn't just any old haunted house. It was legendary in our small town, whispered about in hushed tones, especially when the leaves started to turn and the air grew crisp. Every Halloween, kids dared each other to go near it, but no one ever truly got close. They said the house itself breathed, that its windows were eyes watching your every move. My friends and I, being the brave, or perhaps foolish teenagers, we decided one Halloween night that we'd break the tradition. We'd go in. It was Sam, Maya, Jake, and me. Sam was the leader, always the first to suggest something crazy. Maya was the skeptic, but even she had a glint of excitement in her eyes. Jake was the nervous one, but he'd never back out on a dare. And me? I was just trying to keep it together, my heart doing a frantic dance in my chest. We had our flashlights, our phones, and a backpack full of candy. Because even when facing the unknown, priorities. Right. The air that night was unusually still. No wind rustled the dry leaves. No crickets chirped. It was as if nature itself was holding its breath. Blackwood Manor stood silhouetted against the sliver of moonlight, its gabled roof and broken windows, looking like a monstrous face frozen in a scream. The gate was rusted shut, so we clambered over the crumbling stone wall, our shoes crunching on fallen branches and something else. Something that felt unnervingly like old, dried bones. As we approached the front door, a heavy oaken thing covered in generations of grime. A chill colder than the October air seeped into my bones. There was no doorbell, just a tarnished brass knocker shaped like a grimacing gargoyle. Sam reached out, hesitated for a moment, then rapped it 3 times. The sound echoed, not just through the house, but through the very fabric of the night, seeming to swallow all other sounds. The door creaked open, slowly, as if pulled by an invisible hand. We exchanged nervous glances. No one was there. "Well," Sam whispered, "after you?" He gestured into the inky blackness beyond the threshold. Stepping inside Blackwood Manor was like entering a different dimension. The air was thick with a scent of dust, decay, and something else. Something metallic and faintly sweet, like old blood and forgotten perfume. Cobwebs, thick as wool, hung from every corner, swaying slightly even though there was no breeze. Our flashlights cut through the gloom, revealing vast, empty rooms, draped in shadows. The floorboards groaned beneath our weight, each step a protest against our intrusion. We explored the downstairs first. A grand staircase, its banister intricately carved, but now covered in decades of dust, curved upwards into darkness. In what must have been the living room, a grand piano stood silent, its keys yellowed and many missing. A single, brittle sheet of music lay open on the stand, its notes indecipherable in the dim light. Maya, Eva, the pragmatist, tried to play a key. It let out a discordant, mournful chime that made us all jump. Suddenly, a whisper. It wasn't from any of us. It was faint like dry leaves skittering across a stone floor. But it was there, just at the edge of hearing. Jake clutched my arm. "Did you hear that?" he breathed. "Hear what?" Sam asked, trying to sound brave, but his voice cracked a little. "It sounded like a name," I said, my voice barely a whisper, but not one of ours. We decided to head upstairs, against our better judgment. Each step on the creaking staircase felt like a journey into deeper mystery. The silence upstairs was even more profound, broken only by our ragged breathing. We found a long hallway lined with closed doors. Each door seemed to emanate its own peculiar sense of dread. Sam pushed open the first door. It revealed a child's nursery, frozen in time. A rocking horse stood askew, its painted eyes staring blankly. A tiny, rusted music box, lay on a bedside table. Sam picked it up, curiosity overcoming his fear. He wound the small key, and a tinny, distorted melody began to play a lullaby, but one that sounded utterly wrong, like a forgotten nightmare. As the music played, a shadow detached itself from the corner of the room. It was tall and slender, like a person, but it moved with an unnatural fluidity. It seemed to sway to the eerie lullaby, its form indistinct, shifting, almost shimmering. Jake let out a choked cry, dropping his flashlight. The beam bounced off the floor, casting grotesque dancing shadows on the walls. "Run!" Maya screamed, her skepticism dissolving into pure terror. We didn't need to be told twice. We turned and bolted, the distorted lullaby, and the image of that swaying shadow burned into our minds. We tumbled down the stairs, tripping over each other. The echoes of our footsteps amplified in the cavernous house. As we reached the front door, which was miraculously still ajar, a cold hand clamped onto my ankle. I shrieked, falling forward. Primetta looked back, my heart pounding against my ribs like a trapped bird. There was nothing there, but the feeling, that icy grip, was undeniably real. I scrambled out, adrenaline surging through me. We didn't stop running until we were far from Blackwood Manor, our lungs burning, our legs aching. We didn't look back. We didn't speak! Not until we were under the warm glow of a street lamp. Safe, or so we hoped, from whatever malevolent presence resided within those walls. We never talked about what we saw, or what we felt in Blackwood Manor. Not really. But every Halloween, when the air grows cold and the nights grow long, I can still hear that distorted lullaby. And sometimes, just sometimes, I feel a phantom chill on my ankle. A lingering reminder of the night we dared to trespass where we didn't belong. So, what do you think really happened in Blackwood Manor? Was it just our imaginations running wild, fueled by Halloween tales? Or was there something truly sinister lurking in the shadows? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Have you ever had a creepy encounter on Halloween? I'd love to hear your stories. If you enjoyed this one, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe for more spooky content, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next spine-chilling adventure. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there, especially on Halloween night.